Boom, we are pre-recorded this wonderful Monday morning, and we're going to be diving in and taking a look at the Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum charts before going over just a tiny bit of news. And then we're driving down the Osa Peninsula today, and we're going to be going to do some work with a turtle refugee center and a conservation effort, so it should be fun. We'll be doing vlogs every day, hopefully, while we're out there. So just to start, let's dive right in and take a look at the charts. Here we have Ethereum. Obviously, when you look at the all-time chart, bouncing up at highs around $1,500 to this consolidation area where we've bounced down to now, currently sitting around $122. We had the previous lows around $87 with a bounce all the way up to 170 there, touching the 100-day exponential moving average. And again, I still suspect that we might have another little bit of a run in Ethereum up to around the $140 range, although it's anyone's game to tell now as we get closer and closer to Bitcoin deciding which move it's going to make, which is what we'll look at next. So here we see Bitcoin again on the daily chart. The last few months since January, December, doesn't look all that exciting. When you zoom in, it gives it a little bit more clarity to the image that we're looking at. Obviously, there's a massive amount of support and resistance around the $4,000 area. This is where we couldn't break out of last time. I had hoped that we would see a B wave that would bring us up to the $5,600 area, but barring that, it looks less and less likely, especially seeing as the 100-day exponential moving average is currently sitting around $4,200. Again, you can see some extra pushes in the RSI, but again, we have not been able to break out into the oversold area, which is somewhat of a positive sign. It means we actually could see a more push into Bitcoin. Again, anywhere up to the $4,200 area to test the 100-day exponential moving average would be great to see. But again, it's becoming less and less likely with more, I guess, downward pressure coming in as the days move forward, specifically because of the rest of the global stock markets. Litecoin had a great day the other day. We're currently sitting in oversold territory. On the daily, we had jumped up to around 75 points on the RSI. We are down now currently just at the 69 point. So we're about to break through on the downwards trajectory. I would not feel super confident holding Litecoin up in this position, especially again, since you see on the volume profile, the height that we had left on that was only around to about 49 bucks. $49 in the volume profile fill. So although I do suspect we could get maybe another $2 out of there, the downside momentum on the RSI right now looks too tempting for me that it's likely to head downwards. Although again, another pump up to the $49 area could be very likely. Now, if Litecoin starts to do something out of the ordinary here and actually starts to make or break past these recent previous highs of June 2017, let's say the $51 mark, this is going to be a whole new signal of the market for us, and we'll pay attention much more closely if this is the case. Although I don't suspect that is the case, it's more likely that this is a complex B wave, and we'll get a D wave a little further down the way here. But again, we've hit the top of the volume profile on this one. I'm not totally suspecting that we're going to go too much higher than that, but we definitely could. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. We see a lot of red down the rest of the markets. Dash is one of the only tokens that currently is sitting up around 8% today. Just good to see the markets move in general. Again, here on CoinGecko, you can see the last 7 days of movement for Litecoin has been around 31%, which is great. Ethereum was up 12%. You've got Binance Coin up 40%. I think that's just some of the speculation moving in around that company. Obviously, Binance is one of the biggest companies in the space, moving billions of dollars around quite frequently on their markets. So again, we can see why a token like Binance has absolute utility in the space and why it's gone up. We've got a Neo at 11%, a Dash at 18% up over the last few days. These are great. This is, I think these are part of that secondary bounce that we were talking about, again with the lack of the strength in that bounce aside from a few tokens like Litecoin and Binance. I'm not super interested yet, although if Litecoin does something out of the ordinary, I'll definitely take a look. Again, the S&P 500 is still sitting fairly confident and strong here at around the 2,700 point mark. Again, this will be really interesting to see what they decide to do, whether they keep printing money or who knows what they'll try to do. They've got no bullets left in their gun as far as I can tell, so it'll be interesting to see what they try to do to keep these markets propped up, or if they can at all, which I don't think that they can. Obviously, this drop down to 235 with a bounce to 270 was huge in the global markets, and it could indicate the recession that might be just around the corner. Again, this would bode well poorly for anyone. Anyways, this is T with the Arcane Bear. This is just a quick little update for today. We're going to be doing probably cell phone updates while we're on the road, as well as our vlogs. Again, we're driving down to the OSA to do some turtle conservation work. So remember, if you like this content, give us those thumbs up. Help share it. It helps bring more bear family to the channel and the den. That way we can grow and continue to build and work on these ideas. Leave your comments and your thoughts down below. Which direction are we heading? I'm still very bearish in the short term and extremely bullish on the long term, and I will remain with those sentiments barring anything short of a supernova. So this is Tia with the Arcane Bear. I'm signing off for the rest of the day. I hope you have yourselves a wonderful afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you might be in the world where you're watching this video. We'll see you on the other side. Oh, and if you haven't yet, check out the new Arcane Bear merch, arcanebear.com/shop. Bam!